Why is it? Do you remember we used to get primetime news? What the youth was saying is what the country was saying. But right now, we are chasing after narratives. We are seated here discussing Singapore instead of discussing progressive policies that are coming from youth. We are seated here, I am busy hammering her party leader instead of saying, as young people, this is what we could be doing. So the old guard has taken the wind out of our sails to the point where now we are waiting for 2027. I am saying even this thing when we are blaming IEBC, we the youth in the broad-based youth front, we will out-organize and out-mobilize the youth in the opposition, because we are not wailing saying that, oh, we are complaining IEBC is somewhere. We are taking our people and we are saying, let us go and register together. We organize those tournaments, we go and register. We do these things where we bring people together. For me, it is unequivocal. As unpopular as it might be, that's how I started. President Ruto will be re-elected in 2027. Let the young people have a stake in the governance of their country going forward, not through dingy means or quickie politicians. Also, I've only had one political leader, who's Raila Odinga. I do not owe any other political leader any allegiance.
Brian, very brief.
Moses was in Pharaoh Palace. God asked him, what do you have in your hand? And then Moses said, I have a rod. And that's when now that rod was used to in a miraculous way to be snake and another thing in biblical way of teachings. So this is what I will tell the young people. What do we have? We have the energy, we have the brains, we have the audacity that it can take to move this country forward. First of all, I want to appreciate the young people who have come forward and take this position in their political parties. It is not easy, particularly in Kenya, to survive the wave of politics. It's very toxic for a young person. But I thank God for those young people who have come forward. And they have said, we're going to stand for these convictions, we're going to have these kind of values that is going to take this country forward. That's something that is very unique for this.
Thank you. Ladies and
we need to be like Singapore. Because now we are approaching, and I can see even the president has picked that, you see the opposition is picking that Singapore is about to be reduced to a campaign contest. And now, if it goes there, as long as it's a sunroof issue, sunroof to sunroof, sunroof from the government and sunroof of the opposition, very shortly it will become a joke. Very shortly it becomes diminished. You know, the late Raila Odinga, one of his rallying calls was Canaan. Remember, we are going to Canaan. You see, we need to be careful because remember when he lost the election, what did he say about not getting to Canaan? He said there were crocodiles in River Jordan. And you see the whole geography of where Canaan actually is in relation to River Jordan, we are not adding up. We hope in 90 years, what was the other timeline?
There was 90.
There was 90, 30.
30.
Yeah, we don't start doing explanations about crocodiles.
Oh, no, by the time he turns 90.
Yes. Whatever that is, the time now of accounting and saying, we said within this time we need to be like Singapore. We don't want to have those questions that will be uncomfortable and saying, oh, there were sharks in the Indian Ocean between here and Singapore. We need to avoid that. But aspiration, let's make it very clear here.
It's good.
Kenyans, we know, first of all, on this one thing that he said there, tumechelewa kubadilisha Kenya.
That is true.
It's not even kuchelewa. We messed things up at independence. Most of these Asian tigers that are ahead of us today were actually at the same level with us in the 60s. So our politicians messed things up. And are we talking about fixing that? Because the energy around this Singapore thing could be misplaced because there is nobody opposing. Let's be the first world. I don't think there is a counter to that. And indeed, every government that is in office, you have to aspire. And I think there's something that was mentioned earlier by Bonya, which could just touch on. Continuity. We used to have Vision 2030. How long do we have to 2030?
We still have